Hello, this is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh, and I can't show you much of anything because I'm literally backed into a corner. And let's see if I can get this thing to stay up, and hopefully the iPad will work. Okay, let's see now. No, it doesn't want to stay up, though. What am I going to do about this situation? Maybe I can put a bottle on top. No, that's not going to work. Hold on. We weren't entirely prepared for this. That works. Necessity is the mother of invention. Or something. That's not going to work either. It'll stay up, but it's still in the way of the screen. That's most curious. Let's see if I can. Yeah, it's better. All right. And behind me, which you can't see, but are 1, 2, and 3 alien heads and a new table thing. And so I wanted to see if this would work. I'm literally in the corner of my hallway, and now let's see if I can move this over. Okay, I'm going to notify people that I'm here. It's late, but that's all right. I don't care at this point. I got a ration of crap from Mr. Alien today. So, I informed Mr. Alien of the whys and the wherefores of how I bought some stuff, and one item I bought, actually several items, some of which you haven't seen yet, were bought a month ago, and they take that long to get here from China. And I want to explain, excuse me, I've had real trouble today with breathing, swallowing, because it's been so hot. I'm going to explain my personal philosophy here. First, number one in my life, more than me, is Kathy. And this is not necessarily in this order. Number 2 is the cats. Then number 3 is me, and number 4 is my viewers. Now, there have been times where I've fed Kathy before me and have had nothing to eat for me, but made sure she had something to eat. A lot of times. Secondly, I fed the cats before me. I'm originally talking about my 3. I got $20 today from Amber McGarvey, and she said, go out and buy yourself a decent meal. I was a bit puzzled because I don't know what a decent meal is. Whoops. And there goes the... I don't know what her definition of a decent meal is, or frankly anybody else's, and to me a decent meal is food. Now, it may not be TV dinners to some people, but it's something to eat, and that's not going to work. I got to do something here. Hold on. Bear with me for a minute. I'm happy if I have dinner, whether it's a TV dinner, a can of ravioli or chili and some bread, but there's days that my dinner was bread, and there's days my dinner was a cup of coffee. So, I think I can do it this way. There we go. Put it on the right side of the power cable, and that way I have the ability to sit up with this thing. So, that's what's going on. I take care of Kathy, then the cats, then me, and then anything else. Now, I've been doing these videos for 7 years, and I've never made a dime off of YouTube. I got about $600 from Coast to Coast, which I used to pay my internet bill. None of that went for me. And the haters from Sewer Gab made sure that I wouldn't be on a podcast of my own. People wouldn't let me be on because they were afraid they were going to get attacked or their computers were going to get hacked. And Steve Warner was going to put me in a podcasting network, and then someone, probably Area 51 Drone, published a comment that was perfectly innocent, was made to look not innocent. They published my comments, as they so frequently do on SewerGab. And some of them had edited to never be what I said. And I don't like to mention that site. I don't like to mention its evil owner or the evil trolls that he promotes. He makes money off of me. I don't make any money off of him. I should. People have said you should give me a cut. You're making probably thousands of dollars off the forum with my original handle. So I've done all this on my own with relatively little help. I'm not talking about financial help. I'm talking technical help. I bought the iPads. One was stolen. I bought the Mac. I bought the MacBook that's in front of me. I bought the alien heads. I bought whatever I needed. Power bricks, power cables, replacement power cables. When this Mac, the screen broke, I paid for it. No one said, you know, George, you got to pay a lot of money that we know you can't afford. We'll send you the money to fix your screen. I didn't get that. And now your home button's broken. You got to pay money you can't afford. We'll send you the money for your home button so you can put it toward your hotel rooms at AlienCon. And we set up a crowdfunding for Curtis Thornton and me to go to AlienCon. It went nowhere. It came up with about $350. No one donated further after about 2 or 3 months. And I said, that's it. It's over. No one's going to donate. I even started a t-shirt shop. Sold 2 t-shirts. Don't even know if I ever made a profit. And suggested a ghost tour. Now, I know more about anybody about the paranormal that I know. And I'm not bragging. I've done enough reading on it. I've seen ghosts. I've been to haunted places. And I'm constantly reading. And that's why I buy new books. Because someone says, George, are there any haunted hotels in the Bay Area or inns or restaurants? I could say, yes, there are. And here they are. And if necessary, I skimmed through the book that I've just read or been reading, which is what I was trying to do today. It was so hot, I couldn't do anything but lie there and roast. And I said, yeah, you can go here. Where do you want to go? And then I say, if you want North Bay, East Bay, whatever, South Bay. And haunted locations like the former Toys R Us in, I think, Sunnyvale. It's now closed. I wonder if it'll still be haunted. So I'm reading all the time. And I'm buying books all the time. It's what I do. It's what I did long before I ever even knew of there were such things as videos. Or before videos existed. They were called movies back in the old days. And so, and before we had paranormal movies, we had paranormal radio. So, this is what I do. Now, I had friends send me money for cat food. And send me money to go to a convention and give me money to buy glasses. And George Norrie gave me money to buy glasses. And all the time the haters said, George Norrie will not buy your glasses. You will not go to AlienCon. You will not interview George Norrie. And as so frequent, I have proved every one of them wrong and showed them for the total fools they are. And yet, no matter what I do, on a shoestring budget, because after I pay my rent, and I can't see the screen, I keep typing K instead of L, I have $670 before cat food, electricity, laundry, bills to work with. That's it. I don't have a lot of money. Now, a friend of mine I hadn't seen for a very long time got a hold of me, saw my LinkedIn profile. I have one. Saw my Facebook page. I have two. And said, hey, you do videos. And we haven't been together for a long time. She got a hold of me. Said, I know you've had a rough time. Your birthday's coming up. What can I do for you? I said, well, I need cat food for my kitties. I need food for me. I'm broke. Took me to the store, bought me the food, gave me cash, extra cash. And he said, anything you want, your birthday's coming. I said, yeah, and I gave him a list. I showed him what I wanted on Amazon and eBay, and he said, okay. And he bought it. I bought one thing with the money he gave me, Capstar for Fuzzy, Fluffy, Little Girl, and Tiny One, and Talkie, because they are having a real problem with the heat with fleas. I bought something for Kathy. I bought the Art Bell button. That was $7. And I bought the alien head salt shakers. You know, there's times where I have to have fun for me, and it is my birthday month. And I'm 66 on Saturday. So, that's how that works. But there are those who, if I buy anything for myself, I'm surprised they don't say, you're buying, they've even complained what food I eat. Then, you know, oh no, you're buying food. You're buying stuff for Kathy. You're helping Kathy buy a car. I'm surprised they don't say, you're buying, they've even complained what food I eat. Anything I do, there's a complaint. And 99% of the times, it's unjustified. People are telling me what to do. And they don't ever ask me before they fly off the handle, like the alien guy, who said, I was going to give you $700 for the alien con, but I see you buying all this stuff. So, they don't know or what my plans are. Now, I'm $60 ahead in the rent for next month. And when I pay the rent next week, I will be $120 ahead on rent for June. I have enough money to pay for 2 days. Friday and Saturday, Saturday and Sunday. It's Thursday night I don't have the money. And I'll be arriving at Alien Con about 11 o'clock at night and dead tired after 13 and a half hours in a train. And probably another hour or so to get to the hotel, check in and collapse. I don't have the extra $209. That's why I was asking for help. I'm not asking for transportation help. I'm not asking for food help, though it would be nice. I did write people saying, you know, if anybody wants to send me a Ralph's card or a Vaughn's card so I can buy some food. I'm not asking for return transportation. $103 or $106, I don't remember, to go on Amtrak and come back. I'd love to fly with the plane because it would only be an hour to get home instead of 14. And Kathy's going to have to sit her all weekend and roast because someone's got to feed the cats. I'm not going to let them starve while I'm gone. Now, I'm never doing this again unless I've saved up my money, have all my credit cards paid off, and then I will never ask anybody for help again because I have enough money to go by myself. And these tickets are expensive, these events. Whether it's Alien Con or Famous Monsters Con or the International UFO Conference or the UFO Conference at Big Bear or the one in the desert with Yucca Tree or whatever the hell it's called, where George Norrie goes to, they're all expensive. They all cost money. And the hotel rooms are $200 or $300 or $400 for a weekend. And we don't want to talk about airfare. The airfare to Phoenix is outrageous. So that's why I asked for help. I'm a poor man living on a shoestring budget, doing videos that people say they want me. Are you going to go to Alien Con? When are you going to go to Alien Con? Are you going to be filming on the Alien Con? Are you going to be live at Alien Con? Well, this iPad, once it gets fixed, will be live because I'm paying $75 a month out of my pocket to T-Mobile so I can be Wi-Fi anywhere. And then when we get a car, and I've given Kathy about $700, maybe $800 toward a car. We need a car not just for shopping, and not just, I need to go out with my girlfriend once in a while. See her once a month, sometimes every 2 months. Plus I've got my eye problem to straighten out. I miss being with my girlfriend. She misses being with me terribly. I go stir crazy in there. There's only so much reading and YouTube watching and CBS Live I can do before I go nuts. And Martinez says, once you've seen downtown Martinez, you've been here 12 years, there's nothing to do here except go to bars and liquor stores. They're opening up a Greek restaurant. I watched them build the wall and put up a gate the other day because it interests me, because when I build the complex, I will have to learn to do some of this stuff. And they told me something that absolutely floored me. They put up a metal barrier, and it's not for decorative purposes. It's for one thing. They got a wall there so people can eat outside. It's to keep the homeless from climbing over and sleeping in the doorways of the restaurant. And they got a gate there, and it's going to be locked when the restaurant's not open. And it will be floor to ceiling with spikes. And I said, what, you guys build it yourself? They said, no. I said, what it cost? It said, $5,000. I went, eek. Now, it can be done. It can be made if you know what you're doing in a shop. Out of scrap. But that's the cost of doing business, and that's what you do when your things are you're homeless, or to try to stop the homeless. Nothing against the homeless. Hello, I'm not even trying to pronounce that. SBRDVX. And people ask me to talk about the paranormal. It's all up here, but I don't remember as good as I used to. I'm 66, for God's sakes. Stanton Friedman just said recently he doesn't remember either. He's 82. I hope I've got the wherewithal that Stanton Friedman does if I get to be 82. Now, we get a car. Kathy and I have had long discussions on it. She's much more sympathetic toward me than she used to be in the subject of videos. She's willing to drive me around and go to wherever I want, as long as we have fun. And I've got to be romantic and all that stuff. And she doesn't understand. She knows I'm a serious Taurus. When I'm being serious is one thing and romance is another, and they're not the same thing. She wants romance first. So, I will go to haunted locations in the area and film the videos. Doesn't take that long, and then we'll go do whatever he wants, whatever Kathy wants. Later in the year, I'll get more money. Next year, I'll have my own vehicle. I hope to have my eye problem solved, and the thing about the stroke and my not having a license and pay my fines and all that stuff, because I'm getting there slowly. Now, if I had not been sabotaged by the trolls, my videos would still be on Coast. I might have had a paid podcast of my own. Of course, I had to put up with a fake podcast network for about 3 months. It was offering me $2,000 a month to host a podcast, until 6-week tenure found out it was all phony. I wonder where he is tonight. And I have issues with him because I put up a lot of stuff with him and his wife. And I don't know if he was really married or not. I don't know if he was really homeless or not. I tend to disbelieve him because of all the grief I went through. And with Drone and with Open Lines Jerry and with other people. And I got that shirt today, Stay Paranoid and Trust No One. And because deep down, with a few exceptions, Jeremy Nojoy, Justin, Amber McGarvey, Aaron, Snap T, Open Lines Jerry, although people say Open Lines Jerry and 6-week tenure are really not my true friends. And there are others that have supported me over the years. But I'm paranoid about everybody on the internet because I've been screwed over too much. I've been lied to. We're going to help you out. We're going to show up and help you clean. We're going to take you go shopping. We're going to buy you dinner. All this stuff. I'm sitting here in isolation on the edge of the country. 8 blocks, you're in San Francisco Bay. And I don't know, if you go down the estuary or whatever you want to call it, wherever we are, and you go into the main bay in San Francisco, what is it, maybe 30 miles, and then you're in the Pacific Ocean. I get all my news off the internet unless I go down to Starbucks and look at a newspaper. So, or I get some off KFDK when I listen to Rush. And notifications. Hello, Christopher. Notifications to my email. And another thing, people say they like it when I do live news videos. YouTube changed their policy. You used to get paid for that sort of thing. You don't anymore. And I had 30,000 views on terrorist videos. And people say, why are you doing this stuff? You're stupid you're doing this. Some people don't like it. I'm doing it to let people know there's something out there that may affect them. Like today, Southwest grounded hundreds of planes because they got to check their engines out. And I sent an email first to George Norrie in case he flies Southwest, and then to Curtis and everybody else in my list of friends in case they've got to fly, so that let them know that this may affect them. Now, I didn't do a video on it, but you already know the problems Southwest and Delta have had. And then there's the Waffle House shooter, who is crazy to bedbug. And then the guy in Toronto runs over people to a van. I get these alerts on my iPad all the time. And the minute I do, day or night, I've had them wake me up out of a sound sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm doing videos for the next 3 hours. And doing updates and searching on YouTube for live videos and searching for websites and newspapers and TV stations so that you out there will be informed. That's why I do it. And it's important to let you know certain. I don't catch all the stories. 2 cops sadly shot in Florida and killed while they were having lunch. I didn't get that story until about 2 hours later. And I said, well, it's a little too late for that. It's already all over the news. So, well, I don't know, Christopher, who Ed Opperman is. So, I have no idea. And I heard one really bad show today. And I turned it off because I was getting ready to scream at the screen. The guy said, what if Art Bell had gone to hell and all of the predictions that he had on his show came true, but they were all negative, and Art had to live through all the bad predictions? Wouldn't that be something? As if that was a good thing. So that was insulting to the memory of Art Bell. But it was already recorded. I couldn't call in and chew the guy out. So I'm not wearing the Art Bell shirt because I wanted to wear my Straight Outta Pittsburgh shirt. And I wasn't sure if this iPad would be working enough for live streaming or not. So, you know, I've got 1,079 subscribers. I've got new subscribers. I can't remember who they are. I thank them for subscribing. And I've said this before, and it's not trying to obligate anybody. It's just that if I had gotten financial support, I'd have newer equipment, I'd have a mixer that would work, and I already know how to hook up the little mixer, but I don't know if it's going to work. I might need a bigger one that needs more money. I would be taking phone calls today, and I'd be taking phone calls from the trolls and just hang up on them. They start giving me enough crap. And no one deserves abuse on the internet from people they don't even know. They don't like you, fine. Go somewhere else. Harass someone else. And don't harass anybody at all, better still. Because no one deserves this stuff from people who are anonymous. So, I'm doing this at 10:20 at night. I want to make my position clear. Now, I will have 2 days hotel room. I will have the train fare. I've already paid for my ticket. I've already got the ticket. I've paid for a picture session with Nick Pope and Linda Moulton Howe. I've got to pay for the Giorgio Tsoukalos and the Eric Von Doniken, and I would like to pay for the autograph session for both of them, but I don't know if I can. And I'd like to see if I can get an interview with Nick Pope and Linda Moulton Howe. I'd be happy with that. And I'll be paying for... Oh, excuse me, there's my hand again. I got to take care of that, too. Now, my caregiver's supposed to come in the morning and take Talkie up to Kathy's for all this stuff. So, that's all going to cost me money, and it will put me... It won't put me in a hole exactly, but I won't be spending any extra until September, October, and then I got to start in July giving Kathy money toward a car. And Misha said, "You're giving Kathy all these money." No, I'm not, but we have to have a car. We haven't had a car in 2 years. We haven't gone anywhere in 2 years except to go shopping at the store. I'd really like to get out and, go have some fun and go out and not have to, the only place I go other than the stores, to the doctor or the post office or feed cats. And I miss being out on the road with her. And she's going nuts because the only thing she has to deal with other than me is listening to Ratty Patty complain all the time. Ratty Patty's trying to get her to move to San Ramon. Kathy's not going to do it. And Ratty Patty's, well, you can go to Safeway. And Safeway is the second or third most expensive store you can go to other than Nobile Foods and Whole Foods Market. Kathy goes to Food Max and Foods Co. because it's cheap. I buy stuff at Safeway because it's too late at night or I'm too damn tired to go anywhere else. I shouldn't be shopping at Safeway except when there's on sale. There's stuff on sale. And I would love to go to... I've never seen Winchester Mystery House. There are other places I saw today I have seen. There's a lot of stuff in that goes to the Bay Area that I've seen. There's a lot of stuff I haven't. I'd love to see them all and do a short video or say, this is this, this is this. I know about the Presidio and the Officers Club and Chrissy Field and Market Street Theater and the Queen Anne Hotel. Those are off the top, man. The Academy of Art. Those are all haunted. And I can't think of it. Her name was Chris Montagnon, Society lady. She had a house on Lombard. It's haunted. Now, getting up Lombard Street is a pain because you got people, tourists, lined up to go up the crookedest street in the world and back down again day and night. You can't get up there. You'd have to go up there at like 3 in the morning to do a video. Pat Montandon, that was her name. But she owned the house, and apparently her ghost haunts that. So, I did a video on it this morning, Tide Pods. I don't know if it was a bus attack. I know there was a van. I'm not sure. Yeah, Winchester, Remington. Well, Remington's declared bankruptcy. It was Winchester Mystery House, not Remington. So, and I intend to go there, but they want $48 to go in there. And I'll come up with the $48 down the pike. Kathy said she went once and she thinks it's a ripoff. And they probably won't allow me to film in there. So, I haven't looked at any news because this iPad, every time I touch the screen, I'm amazed it's still working. There goes a fuzzy. It starts garbling things and screwing up. So, I was lying in the bed. I was really getting into the ghost book, and Kathy kept calling all the time, and I finally said, look, my hand's hurting. I'm trying to read. I'm waiting for my caregiver to take me to your house to take Talkie up there. Let me have some peace and quiet for a while. But she'll call up because she wants to ask me something silly or talk about Ratty Patty or God, and I have to stop everything I'm doing and talk to her sometimes for an hour and a half. Yeah, I know the 48 what it goes for, but it's still a lot of money. I mean, I can buy a lot of groceries or gasoline for $48. And to go down there is a 60-mile each way or more round trip. I've seen the signs for Winchester Mystery House, but we never gone over there because Kathy went there. Her parents took her there, and she didn't like the place. But then she's not in the paranormal like I am. I'm not saying they don't need to keep the house up. Couldn't they upkeep it for like $20? $48 is a hell of a lot of money nowadays. If you're working $9 an hour, you got to work 6 hours for that kind of money. If you're working 12 hours, you still $12 an hour. You still got to work 4 hours for that kind of money. and it's disposable income. I have them in the front window, which oddly enough is staying up. But in the back window and the side window, the heat melted the duct tape. And Alien Con, not with. Oh, by the way, bringing this chair up in the bedroom, everything fell down. The big lamp, the sign, everything. I just about killed myself bringing this chair out there. This thing is heavy, and it's not easy to move around things. So, by the way, I gave Fuzzy and Little Girl and Fluffy the Royal Canaan, and well, I don't know if they ate it or not. So we tried. Okay, Tide Pod says he painted his house 2 years ago, $600 in paint. My house is 2,000 square feet, and I did all the work. Well, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, how much 2,000 square feet is, so I couldn't tell you. If you put something in some, like I can think about 3-bedroom house, 1-bedroom house, cottage, you know, but I don't know 2,000 square feet. What the hell? I've measured my living room 25 by, or 18 by 12 or whatever the hell it is. I don't know what 2,000 square feet is. But I know paint's expensive. I stopped at a paint store once and I asked them how much for a gallon of paint to do this. And they quoted me something like one brand of paint was $50. And I said, what? You want what? This is paint. We're not talking gold pressed platinum here. It ain't cheap. But you know, I don't like paying $3 to go to a UFO con or $99 to go to Alien Con. They're not paying for the upkeep of the hotel, are they? But you're paying for the guests to come there. They got to pay these guests to come there. So that's a whole different animal. Let's see what's going on here. And I should have grabbed the mouse. I'm kind of stuck in this corner. Okay. Yeah, they're obsessed with that national park story. Nori and Nap and everybody runs that. Well, remind me not to go to any national parks anytime soon. You know, you're out in the national park a lot of times. You're out in the middle of nowhere. Maybe somebody's kidnapping people. Maybe the Greys are doing it. Maybe Bigfoot's doing it. Maybe a bear is eating them. I don't know. Remember, some of these guys make a career out of one story, like what's his face with the Giants, and Stephen Greer with Disclosure, and that's their whole career. That's all they talk about. I get a little tired of hearing about Disclosure. It hasn't happened since 1947. I thought when they released the New York Times videos, or videos that the New York Times talked about, we'd have something close to Disclosure or more videos, and it didn't happen. Now you. Oh, punchy, punchy, punchy. Hello. We pause for a fuzzy break, and she is getting awfully fat. Yes. Yes. I haven't held my baby all weekend. All she does is sleep on the catnip scratcher or the carpet and eat. Gonna wind up with a balloon here. You're getting too fat, little one. Wind up like poop. Reverse speech is interesting. You may remember they reverse speech art. They have reverse speech guys that sound like they were saying Satan. I don't know what to make of it, but then in the old days you could take a record and run it backwards, and that was reverse speech too. So, I know political speeches have been run backwards by the verse speech people. And so, you know, I've been listening, to be honest with you, when I listened to 2 episodes, I listened to Madeleine Markham and his Time Machine. You're going to make me read that typod, you're cruel. And I can't read forward, does it? But happen to supposed isn't that something is supernatural. Okay. I'm reading it backwards. So, and that hurt my eyes. Don't do that again. I didn't read forwards. I started from the last word to the first word. That hurt my eyes. My eyes are already hurting enough. So, you know. I don't know what to think. But I listened to 2 shows in Madeleine Markham. I listened to the tail end of Richard C. Hoagland's show, which is a pity. I called in, but it was too late. Yeah, they gave things about taking an orgone machine, which I thought the government banned. I don't know how this guy's... Had a guy out to talk about, build your own orgone machine. I ain't sure what orgone machines do. I know about Reich and how he died in prison and how the FDA persecuted him. And they wanted to go up in a 50,000-foot aircraft. They wanted to have a satellite generating orgone to have it tested in orbit. And my thought was, how about go lower? Go into Death Valley. Go into the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Go into a really deep cave, like the Merrimack Caverns in Missouri, or some of the tourist caves in Kentucky. And finally, take the orgone meter on a submarine and see if you get the same results you do on sea level as you do below the sea. So, no, it wasn't me. Hi, Tracy. I have had no time to contact Keith Rowland. I wrote down the thing on a piece of paper. It's probably moved now, because I put away laundry today. That was my big goal. I put away 2 boxes of laundry and a whole basket of laundry and picked up a bunch of papers. And by that time, I was staggering. I couldn't do any more, and I just lied on the bed and started to read my book. But I have been informed by Tracy and others that the evil one is threatening to quit midnight in the desert. And yeah, the Grand Canyon's above sea level, but you go all the way down to the bottom and eat. I don't think. They got the donkey tour, or you can walk down. So the top of the Grand Canyon is above sea level, but you go down, I don't know, 1,000 feet? Who knows? I don't know how far. And that's way down there, so it's got to be below sea level. Yeah, please do. But I will say something. If I were made a even temporary host of a paranormal podcast of any kind, I would need a mixer, a new Mac, a new MacBook, a new iPad, working equipment, and ways for people to call in. I'm getting a headache. So, I ain't never going to read stuff backwards. That gave me a headache. I know there's a river down there too, because I read about it. Kathy wants to go. I made a joke. What happens if we throw Ratty Patty in? Will the whole canyon collapse, or will it seal itself up out of fear? So, you know, I'm so terrible when it comes to Ratty Patty. All right, let me see if I can show you this. Oh, there goes my bottle. Well, I can't. Ooh. There we go. The Snoopy phone is back, and that. I got the Snoopy phone. It's plugged in, but... And there's... The other alien is over there because I didn't have time. There's 3 out of 4 aliens. 3 out of 4 aliens say... Smoked aliens. Smoked aliens. Alien jerky. You know. Okay. Now, it was the... I have 2 Welch's jars. This has copper, a little bit of copper or silver. No, it's silver dimes in it. And that one has something in it. Little tiny bars of silver and copper that I bought on eBay for like $6. So that's what's in there. I'm curious. Okay. Enough to hold the iPad up. Let's see. See, I don't know if you can... How can I do this? And we'll drop them. Might never find them again in here. There we go. Anyway, that's what they are. They're little pieces of silver and copper. And I don't know how much they are. 1/10 or 1/100 of a gram or something. But they're real silver. I don't think you're going to send me... It would cost you an awful lot of money to send me copper. I just got the copper because it came with the silver. It was free. And this guy sells more, and eventually I'll get more. And then in this one, I have... remember, everything else is in the pawn shop. I have 3 silver quarters, and I have a little jar full of Canadian pennies and foreign coins. So, if I had a gallon of copper, would cost you a fortune to ship it to me, unless you happen to be in the area. And that's the other thing. I wish somebody would have said years ago, you know, I'm going to be in San Francisco, I'm going to be in Oakland, or I'm going to be in LA or Vegas. Why don't you come down? I'll pay your way, or at least pay for your hotel room. I'll show you how to operate a mixer. I'll show you how to do stuff on YouTube, like video techniques and things, and you can do better videos. Nobody's ever done that. And that's always kind of hurt my feelings. So, you know, because you should be able to, I got used to get that stuff on the evil website. You should know how to do this, you should know how to do that, you should know how to do this, and I'm going like, I should? I was born with this knowledge and ability? Really? You guys know how to do it. Somehow either you learned how to do it or someone taught you. I don't know how to do it. And they inferred that I was stupid because I would not do it. If, you know, I didn't know how to drive a car. So I was 25 because we moved around too much. Doesn't mean I was stupid. So. I wonder what would happen if I had I had the other iPad still. Could I see these? Hello? Now this is most curious. It just jumped. It jumped out. It keeps jumping out of I don't know if this is interference or what, but the MacBook just jumped to the main screen of my YouTube page. And I have no idea why. So I have to start this up again. I have to start the video up again, I hope. We just have to go back to the chat screen. I really should have gotten the mouse, but I didn't think of grabbing it. I don't think it's accessible now. Doing this by hand with one finger is a real pain. Okay, there we go. I'm back. I have some circuit boards that I intend one day to get the proper acids and stuff and leach the gold out and leach the silver out. And if I have my complex, I will get masks and all the safety equipment and do that. But it'll be more of a just to see how it's done, hobby more than just trying to make money off it. I don't want to make my asthma any worse by breathing in toxic chemicals. But I've watched a lot of videos on how to do it. I much prefer, it'd be much safer, and I use that term advisedly, for me to pan for gold than try to leach it out of a circuit board. So, and this thing here, this is wooden. It's some kind of display table. So I figured I'd put that in the corner here and put my lamps on it, and I'm going to have to move it. If someone needs to get by, they'll say it will be blocking the hallway. But I cleaned it up a little bit. It's got scratches in it, and there's a piece of wood here that's splintered and all that. But I could put some books in it. And I did work on this. I dusted all these shelves today, which was kind of a lot of dust out here. Oh, here's the bomb. Here, let's see. There. Put the bomb there for now. So, I really loved listening to Art Bell, and I love the topic of the paranormal. It's my favorite thing. I wouldn't have all these alien heads. I wouldn't have all these paranormal books. I didn't. And for me, reading about the paranormal is fun. No idea. Oh, World of Warcraft stuff and some armored fighting vehicles, ghost soldiers, Melvin Ballet's book on law, Miracle of Midway, Patton Rommel and Montgomery, Target Patton, military books. All right, somebody asked me something. I did not have a chance to set up Skype, and I don't know how I would. I sent Curtis a request. I know on the Mac he was available to call me. So it's George Senda on Skype, but it's not on right now. So next time I do this, it'll be on. So, I like being in this corner. I just need one important item, which I don't have. And that is, I could use a pillow. Oh, here's something I got. There's no way this will fit me. What I'm going to do is wash this. And I'm going to put this in a frame because someone left a bunch of clothes downstairs, and the only thing I saw of any use is this. And it glows in the dark. So I'm going to get this washed and pressed and framed, and it's Godzilla. He looks like he's attacking the Twin Towers in New York now. And let's see here. This says Buzz Crew, large, 14 to 16, made in Mexico. Machine wash, cold, similar colors, gentle cycle, do not bleed, tumble dry low, do not iron decoration. But I think that's a pretty cool decoration. So I'm a big Godzilla fan. That would look cool in a frame. So, people throw clothes out here all the time, and then eventually housing, I don't know what they do with them. Take them to homeless shelter, the dump, or they throw them in the garbage. I don't know. I take them down after a day or two if nobody picks them up and put them in the bin for they collect clothes for the homeless rather than see them thrown in the garbage. So anyway, oh, I didn't say hello to Mahi Bird. Oh, there goes the bottle again. This is not working. I think the other one was heavier, which is odd. spatula. Cleaned this one off today. She's very cute. She's got a little butterfly in her nose. I like her. And some people, you have all this stuff. And, well, it makes me happy. It's like Kathy, her Pokemon things and her other things make her happy. I'm not into flowered cats, mind you, but I got this somewhere. And I just thought it was very pretty. And looked very cute. So, and I love kitty cats, as you know. And I have a, let me show this guy. This is the Black Yoshi. This guy is a little keychain, but I'm not going to use him as a keychain because it makes him dirty and get him wrecked. But Black Yoshi. Let's see. I'll have you know this is not junk, sir. It's mostly books. And were I to be more with money, here's something I got a while back. I thought these were really cool. This came out for Pokemon, and I want to frame these one day. And this is a Keldeo, and I'm not sure if the other ones are Keldeo or not. I guess they're all the same, but it would be still cool to frame one of these. Is why I kept them. It's not junk. This is 90% in here, other than my stuffed animals, is books. I mean, here's one. They do get dusty. In harm's way, the sinking of the USS in Indianapolis. So, I read that a while ago. Here's one. I'm sure you know this guy. Mission to Mars. Here's the Idiot's Guide to Living with a Cat. I wonder if there's a cat's guide to living with an idiot. I don't know. I've got 17 bookcases in here. It may look junky because it's somewhat cluttered, but what's this? Here's a DMV manual. Keep that around so I can, if I ever have to take the test, I can memorize the damn thing. And there's a lot of Mac books and couponing books and Windows on a MacBook, history of Gulf oil. What's this? Oh, this is for a free gourmet dinner for people with nerve damage symptoms. Well, I can get rid of that. Never went there. Here's one piece. We'll go in the recycling bin. Here's another cat book. A beat up. Oh, it's too big to come out of the shelf. Yeah, Peanuts book. That's too big. How do I put these on a shelf and can't move them out here? I don't know what that is. I never stick any Kleenex. Corner. There's still room in the corner for pictures, and when I get my pictures of Linda Moulton Howe and Nick Pope and Giorgio Tsoukalos and Eric von Däniken, they'll all go in there. Remember, I do plan to move out of here. God willing, my health, I got to lose some weight and build the complex. So with Abram's help, and if I have to, I'll do it myself. Bit at a time. I got a big canvas pole thing to put me under at start. I had to go get trees and cut them and build a log cabin. Know how to do it. Just would have to do it. Be helpful. This place is too small for all the stuff, and if I got rid of all the stuff, it'd still be too small because I keep having this path. If I move this little stool, this is not a stool, and this is the water machine, and move that out, got rid of the bookcases, you're still only got about 4 feet here to walk back and forth. And there's times where I lose my balance anymore because of my problem with my left foot. So it's, trouble in here. So, yeah, I'm going to go get up and get something to blow my nose. So if you excuse me, because all the dust is making me want to sneeze. I'll be right back. Let me see what. Here's another book I've got. Opus the Penguin. I love cartoon books. And I love Opus. Some would say he's not a penguin, but I think he's a penguin. I don't know what he is. Okay, I'm back. I read the instructions. I read the instructions of that thing, and I chopped the very top of it. Said, put it in the washer without any clothes in it. Do not open it up. And run it in warm water with like-minded clothing. And don't overstuff the washer. So, I've never seen a Tide Pod, so I don't know what a Tide Pod looks like. Uh-oh, there it goes again. Well, that was a mistake. I moved a piece of clothing. I moved my towel, and that was holding up the iPad. So I'm going to wrap the towel around the corner of the iPad. Okay. So, no, I was not going to eat the Tide Pod. I did eat the yogurt and strawberry things, and they were very, very, almost sickeningly sweet. And I ate the weird, I don't know what the hell, organic something, cereal or granola crunchies or whatever. So, and I did dust and clean this wooden thing. So, let's inaugurate this. I'll put the first book down here. Since it's sort of paranormal-ish, the Buzz Aldrin mission to Mars. I'll put a book in there, and later on I'll probably move Art's book here. Hope people can see Art Bell's books. And I'll put the Art Bell sticker thing up, and have the Art Bell shirt on. And I've got some ideas. I wrote Jerry, and if I can get his help, because I can't do it, I have some idea for some things I could sell and donate the money to Art Bell's family. So, light a box of Tide every year, the first day of NASCAR, he lights a box of Tide on fire on the outside of my patio. Well, the EPA will be at your door anytime soon, and so will the pollution people. I don't know what good that does your patio either, lighting a box of Tide. I always wonder about that Tide car. Does the driver of that Tide car actually win any races? Or is he just very sudsy? Let's see. Boy, that just ain't doing it. This thing's fighting me, folks. You don't want to stay. There we go. Live show practice interview. No, I haven't, because I've only interviewed one person. I've talked to enough people on Skype and Google Hangouts that I don't think it would be that much of a problem. And I already have an idea in my mind what I would ask people. God knows I've listened to enough paranormal podcasts. Well, it'd be really fun for me if I could get Jeremy here and we can interview someone in the sports field. He knows everything about sports. That's not paranormal, but And I've had people promise to interview me, and they were all phony. So the evil Damon Lake from the evil website offered me $1,000 and then denied that he offered it to me twice. So, and again, the case of why would you interview me? I'm not that well known, even though I have some degree of fame. And if you were to interview me, and he was going to pay me cash, and at the time I really could have used it. So it was a rotten thing to pretend that he was going to interview me for money. So, how would you interview me on my own show? I guess if I had somebody else here, but I can't interview myself. Let's see. Joey, Mr. Senda, you have been said to be asking me people for money all the time. Why do you do that? Well, I'm a poor and poverty-stricken man, and I have a girlfriend to support. I make light of it, but what would they ask me? We did the litter box, life, tech, and cats. I mean, my life is videos, cats, and Kathy, and paranormal books. I mean, that's it. We're done. Interview over. The problem with Kathy, I love her very much. I don't want anybody to misunderstand this, but she has a lot of issues about aging and her weight and Patty and then I don't want to go certain places that she would talk about, and some might take offense, some might not understand where Kathy is at. She talked to me today about guys are hitting up on her to want to go to bed with her, and she doesn't feel very happy about her body at 62. And she said, "I'm not going to sleep with someone just because they want to get into my pants." And she got involved with men where the only thing they wanted to do when she was younger is to go to bed with her and then dump her. She wouldn't go through that again. She said, "Ted, you're my life." So she's loyal. Some have made fun of her and said she's ugly, including that horrible other troll, Bev, in your nightmares. So I still look at Kathy the first day I met her 40 years ago. She was very, very pretty, and she's still in my heart. She's my sweetie, except my lost Julie. So I will always love Kathy. And my big fear is that she relies on me for a lot of questions and information and how to do things, that I go before she does, or worse, she goes before I do, and then who the hell would put up with me? And what would I do to meet someone else? I'm not exactly skilled in the meeting of the female of the species anymore. And I'm not exactly a prime specimen either. So I have one picture somewhere near of Kathy. Sadly, I lost the pictures in storage. I have one picture here in high school somewhere, I think. I had one picture she looked beautiful in this blue velvet coat, and I thought she was the prettiest picture I've ever taken of her. And that's long gone, too. Now, I don't remember what Archie told Edith. I know in his own way he loved Edith, but I know she also drove him nuts. I think Archie would have come home from work and just sit in his chair and read the paper and have his beer and have his dinner and watch a little television and go crash and also go to the toilet. And then he had the problem, the meathead was living with him, and he had to deal with the meathead. He loved his daughter, but he couldn't stand the meathead. So I certainly hope God does not make my eyes go bad for a reason. I'll be very annoyed at God. This is part of aging. It's also part of diabetes and getting old and weight. But also, I have been straining for a long time with my eyes because of my nearsightedness, and your vision starts getting worse as you get old. There's no way to get around it. And one day, I'm sure they'll figure a way to just correct you in the womb. You won't have bad vision anymore. They'll give the mother a drug to take, and it will seep into the baby, and there will be no defects, and we won't have anything like spinal bifida or MS or arthritis or arteriosclerosis or any of that stuff. Everybody will be healthy and hopefully happy. Yeah, well, Rob Reiner is a liberal, so enough said about that. A lot of these people fly off the handle, and frequently they don't know what they're talking about. So, and he directs films, and they think that because they're show business people, they have the presence of mind to discuss politics when they don't know what they're talking about. That I'm not sure. I'm not sure what transhumanism is, to be honest with you. I just would hope we have people that don't get sick and die and linger in agony and suffer pain and, you know, I don't know what the world would have been with a sighted Stevie Wonder or a Ray Charles or a George Shearing or a Stephen Hawking who didn't get ALS, or Lou Gehrig who didn't get ALS, or all the victims of muscular dystrophy, and I can't remember the disease Jerry used to talk about. It's affiliated with that, or leukemia, or polio, or rickets, diabetes, kidney disease, you name it. We lose millions of people, and cancer, all forms of cancer, and heart attacks, and strokes, and alcoholism, drug addiction. There's so many things that plague the human condition and plague humanity that I would like to see an end to it all. And we move into something more enlightened, where we're not all fighting about stupid politics and strippers and Russian collusion that didn't happen or whatever, and just we all get along and we live our lives and we die happy and well. That's all. Yeah, well, I haven't watched Tucker Carlson lately, and there's a revelation today that Sean Hannity was involved with some shell company that bought 90 or 900 houses, so worth billions. I saw that in the notice. So, yeah, well, the thing is, I watch old movies, so, and the old movies were basically, if nobody thought about it, with a few exceptions, the movies in the 40s were conservative, so they wanted to conserve the structure of the country, whereas liberals, from what I see, want to tear the country apart, and they don't have any morals. I was reading a thing about tearing down Confederate monuments, and this guy talked about they took down a women's Christian temperance monument. They put up one to this demon that was sacrificing people to, and that's horrible. But they take down monuments to men who died in prison camps. Now, they were Confederates, but they died under horrible conditions, and you're not allowed to memorialize their deaths. Something wrong with that thing. And they had a march in Chicago, and they were calling the people racist and racist Confederates and all that. And I'm going like, you're going to tar everybody with the same brush? I mean, they fought for what they believed in. They believed in the right of the South to be independent of the will of the North. And they, this went on, not just slavery, but economic opportunity and other things. And I'm not a Southerner, and I don't live in that time, so. But we still have those issues today, and yet everybody focuses on that. Supposedly everybody from Robert Lee on down, there's a college down there somewhere in the South where they've defaced Robert E. Lee's face, and that's sad. The man was a brilliant military leader, but also a good person. After the war, he told his troops, don't fight, don't, the war's over, we need to get along, we need to become Americans again. And he was beloved on both sides. He was, thought very well of. He served in Christie Field in the Presidio, and he was a very good soldier. And he got offered the Union command, declined it. I have to fight for Virginia, because back then you weren't a citizen of the U.S. in a lot of people's mind. You were a citizen of the state you came from. It was very state-centric. I'm a Pennsylvania. I'm a man from Massachusetts. I'm a man from Vermont. I'm a man from Georgia. I'm a man from Texas. And you didn't fight for the United States. You fought. You went to volunteer, but you went as the Virginia Volunteers, the Massachusetts Volunteers, the Zouaves, or whatever, and you formed a regiment in your state. You joined the Union Army, the Confederate Army, say, well, you were a state militia or a state brigade. You were loosely part of the Confederacy, and the other part on both sides, they'd go home after so many months or a year. So there wasn't this national identity to, until much later. I'm fighting for the Union, or I'm fighting for the Confederacy. I'm fighting for Virginia. Well, hello, Malabar. The thing is that I don't know where I'm going to be. There's a possibility of getting one land. It's all sagebrush. It's desert. There's a possibility of getting another land. It's got trees already, but I haven't seen either one of them. And the real estate agent told me with the original piece that I wanted, there's a chance I could still get it next year. After I buy my car, I'll come up with $700 and start paying for the land. Gotta see it first. I'm not buying any land, picking a poke without seeing it. Yeah, General Order 12, Lee's order to his troops. There's a monument. There are monuments of where Lee hitched his horse, or Stonewall Jackson, or Beauregard, or whoever, and they want these things. They've moved some of these things, and you're changing history. Because people, when they study the battlefields, where did Lee have his headquarters, or Meade, or Grant, or McClellan, or Jeb Stuart, where were his troops at, his cavalrymen? If you move all the monuments because you consider everybody on that side to be a racist, that's wrong. You're destroying history. And he pointed, this guy in the National Review pointed out, when they tore down the statues of the Roman emperors when a new one came in, it did not mean they were going to get treated any nicer by the new emperor than they did the old emperor. Yeah. That's really cool, though. Anything, I wonder, is that signed by Lee? Lee's last order, number 12, announcing the war is over. If it was signed by Lee, that would be awesome. Even if it's not signed by Lee, it's still pretty cool. That was something I would get non-glare glass and frame if it's still in good condition. When I build my house, I'll have historical documents and prints and things. I gotta hope one day before I go. I love history too. And I think I'm going to get up and have a historical cup of coffee, so if you'll bear with me for a moment. Unfortunately, my coffee cup is over there, but I have more coffee cups in that direction. So forge ahead and advance in a cup of coffee. I shall return. Lord, I will go back when that's ready. It's not fair to have you watch a blank screen for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You're out of coffee. Oh no! The plane has to turn around. She's out of coffee. I got lots of coffee. When I come here, I'll be happy to make you a pot. I have a menu from Shakey's and a waitress sign from 1998. That's funny. 2,000 years later, what's this Shakey's place? I don't know. But isn't that nice handwriting on that menu? Lew Wallace's signature is his book. Well, Lew Wallace was a general in the Civil War. Wounded at Antietam and killed at Gettysburg. Haven't been able to figure out which side. I have an album concert in Bangladesh signed by Rabbi Shankar. Well, now we know what to talk about. Saying they talk about me having junk, and I'm not saying your stuff is junk. Don't misunderstand me, but one man's treasure or woman's treasure. I have autographed books in here. I have 2 Dilbert books that are autographed in the other room. So, I'm not sure who Nora Jones is, much less her father, unless that's Ravi Shankar and they only had kids. All I know is nothing against him, but I never cared for sitar music. Okay, now that's not even going any further. And now, I am a Republican and a conservative. Somebody asked the question today, why was he so poor after he became president? Well, he wrote a book. I guess he didn't make a lot of money, but I admire this guy, Harry Truman. He doesn't put up any crap from anybody. And so just wondering what I have on the shelf. Oh, Terrence McKenna, that'd be rather rare because he's dead. I don't know who Nora Jones is, to be honest with you. So, I've never heard her. Ah! Okay, I am absolutely starving also, so I may be munching on an apple here. I will be munching on an apple, and I apologize if you object to my eating. I don't know who Alexander Shogun is, so you got me on that one. I'm going to move the book so I don't get coffee on it. I did one thing, I fortified it. As Harry Truman used to say, they put a sip of whiskey. I put some cognac in it, a capful. So I fortified it. Willie Nelson articles, yes. I like Willie. I like Willie a lot. It's a bad spot. Rid of that. On the road again. I'd like to practice, get his voice down. I could sing that song, maybe. I'm on the road. Ooh, that hurt. Not there yet, folks. Went to college with Willie's attorney. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I went to college with Willie's attorney. And then Willie went broke and couldn't pay him. Willie got shafted by the IRS. It was very sad. He had to sell all his stuff. I think I did. I think I saw Dolly Parton, the best little whorehouse in Texas, but it was a long time ago. And frankly, if I did, the only thing I remembered about was Dolly Parton. So I didn't get triggered. Well, that was. I put a capful in. That is not hitting the cognac. That cognac has been here for a week. I've had 2 capfuls. That is not hitting the cognac. Yeah, I know Burt Reynolds. If I put it in a shot glass, that would be hitting the cognac, but it's a very small bottle of cognac. Other people drink whiskey and vodka and beer and Pete's hard cider, or whatever the hell it's called. My drink, when I'm not drinking beer, a little bit of cognac to help me relax and sleep. Oh, Trigger's his guitar. Okay, I think I'm at Roy Rogers' horse. See, I'm old school. I remember Trigger and Nellie Bell and the Jeep and Dale Evans. And I can't remember the guy that hung around with who drove the Jeep all the time. But you see, Trigger, I think of the horse. And they had a dog, too, and I can't remember Roy Rogers' dog. Bullet the dog. That was it, Bullet. So, Hunter S. Thompson. Well, I have his books. Enjoyed his writing. Thought he was a little wild. Fear and Loathing on the Campaign Trail, and something about Las Vegas. I don't remember the exact title, but they're in here somewhere. Yes. I know the history of the Three Stooges. Thank you. Ted Healy and the Stooges, and they went on their own. Then I believe Curly had a heart attack, and then they brought in Joe Besser, and they brought in another guy. So they were named Horowitz. First I knew about that. But they got screwed by Columbia. But they're very funny, but I tend not to laugh at them when I'm alone. So, okay, it was Larry. I stand corrected. I'm sorry. But, never knew it was Horowitz. Watched Mo Howard do bits on Mike Douglas, and his daughter was on there, and he was the last stooge. So, Larry Fine was a concert via he played the violin. Can't say it. Didn't know that. You know, Joe Besser was always the guy who was annoyed. And he did that character bit in dozens of shows, including The Adventures of Superman. So, but they had to have someone filling in to keep the act going. I mean, they got to make a living. And they appeared in Las Vegas. I know that. Strange. Three Stooges meet Hercules, and the Three Stooges go to Mars or something. What the hell is it? They had to make money. Yeah, well, Niagara Falls was done by a lot of people. Slowly I turn, step by step. I think Abbott and Costello did it too. I always remember the Susquehanna Hat Company. Different time. Now we got comedians and every other word is the F word. And they're not very funny. But my favorite are Laurel and Hardy and the Marx Brothers. And Abbott and Costello to an extent. And I admire Dean Martin for working with Jerry Lewis because it must have been insane. Well, it can be used, and well, Richard Pryor would swear, and it was a whole different thing. And of course, Lenny Bruce, he did it to shock and to make a point out of it. When you do a comedy routine for an hour, and it's laced with MF and the B word and other words, where's the comedy? Funny is funny. Profanity is not funny, with some exceptions. If a guy hits his thumb with a hammer and he swears, that can be funny. Not for the guy getting his thumb hit, but well, of course, it's a different time. People were mortified by the use of, when Clark Gable said, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." People were shocked and horrified. Yeah. George Carlin, another one. Kathy, I love his, I can't say the word. I blurted it out accidentally, but how much is the bleep? Where are you going to put your bleep, Funny routine. And, of course, that's some good bleep, The S word. Very funny stuff. He, too, is a raging liberal. I don't think it attracts in the comedy when you start giving your political opinions and start using it to attack other people. A lot of these guys, well, before Obama they were going after George W. Bush, and now they're going after Trump, but it's the same shtick. As for Howard Stern, Well, excuse me. I think he has a certain amount of charm. And after seeing uh, his black producer and whatever the hell his name was, who I think died, Billy Boomba or whatever the hell his name was, and some of the other people on his show that work with him, Howard Stern looks like he's brilliant compared to these clowns. So, but I don't watch much Howard Stern. I watched one episode where he had Rickles on. I watched another. He has strippers on. He has porn stars on. He has Playmates of the Month on. I'd be flicking the channel. Oh, who's the good-looking babe? You know, but there are some decent people on the Evil website who make very intelligent comments, but they're few and far between. But Stern has an audience. Now, he did that movie, Private, whatever the hell it was, and it was terrible. It bombed. I don't care for Robin. It has nothing to do with her color. There's another thing. She interjects at an inappropriate times. And the times I've watched, she'll say something, or one of the other people will say that they think they're being funny, and they just go right in the dumper. They're not funny at all. And they interrupt the guest. And another guy I don't understand. I want to listen to business in the morning, and who do I get at 6 a.m.? Don Imus. I don't see what the fascination with this guy is either. I just don't get Don Imus at all. So, I've heard certain morning zoo programs, and they're very funny, and certain guys in the morning, and I'm falling on the floor, and I can't tell you any of them who they were, but Kathy knows. Look, I saw a young lady today in a yellow dress, and she was very comely, so she gets annoyed when I look. You got me. I said, yeah, but I look because it's part of what I've been doing since I was like 10 years old. I look at women. What am I going to look at, you know? I don't know. I haven't looked. Hold on. Ten, but it is 11:28 at night. You know, this is the night shift, so to speak. All you have to do is scroll down. I think it'll tell me on. Tell you how many people are online watching. I didn't announce this. I noticed the alien guy is not in here because that's the guy who said he was going to give me $700. And I've heard that song before from people, so Kathy knows I look at women. It bothers her, but it's like watching a piece of art walk by you and you look at it, oh, she's pretty. It's not with, use Jimmy Carter, lust in my heart. It's just, oh, wow, you know. Pretty dress, or I saw a woman, some women react oddly. A woman in the post office today, I saw her, she had a nice carry bag. It's a nice bag, and she totally ignored me. So, I saw a woman the other day, she had a beautiful black and red flowered top on. And I said, that's really pretty, and her eyes lit up. And it's not any kind of pass or sexual remark, or that's pretty. That's how I am. And, but the alien, whoever, the guy, gray alien, or whatever the hell his name was in here, He said he was gonna. He posted in my channel that he was gonna send me $700 till he saw I got all this stuff. Well, when I saw the Art Bell stuff, I knew I had to have it. I want to start wearing it to honor Art Bell. But I haven't done the one thing I ordered, or so I thought. I didn't get, but I want to get a little thing to keep the thing neat, or something. One of them is a sticker. You remove it, it sticks to something. So. But you know, I'm sure there's a there's a shirt out there that I would like to buy, but if it's still there after Alien Con, I'll pray about it. It says, "Nighttime will never be the same," and it's got a picture of Art Bell, and that's an exact and sad truth. 10 o'clock will never be the same for me. Now, I know what time Art started somewhere else. No, I turned on the radio at 10 o'clock to listen to Art Bell. And most nights I stopped what I was doing to listen to Art Bell. I would tell Kathy, and she'd want something. Not now, I'm listening to Art Bell. And she finally realized when he was gone what it meant to me, and she didn't get that critical anymore. She'd go, why? She'd listen to Art Bell and it wouldn't do anything for her. So. Well, 10 o'clock at night, I can clean, I can cook something, I can do dishes, I can pet the cat, I can listen to Nori and turn it off after 10 minutes. I can't take it anymore after I hear the guest. I can listen to some other podcasts. I can watch Lucky Pharaohs, or I can go to sleep. Art, none of that happened. Of course, we didn't have the proliferation of YouTube and alternate channels when Art started either. But you stop what you're doing and listen to Art. You look forward to listening to Art. And I heard some alternatives to Art in the last few days, and so far everyone I've heard is they suck. So, I'm not going to mention names. So, all right, Tracy, have a good night. Thank you for coming in. If you ever get this way, I'll be happy to make you some coffee. 8 o'clock is very good. That's what I'm drinking now, the 8 o'clock coffee. I got one bag left, and then I got to pay full price for it. So, have a good sleep. Now we got 8 people watching. But going back to what I buy stuff because I like it. I buy stuff because it gets me views. Wearing the different shirts, people stop me and notice me, and the first thing they say is, I saw your videos. That just moved. That was most curious. Or it gets people commenting on the shirts. Usually, the two things I comment on is the Ancient Aliens, conspiracy theory expert, and aliens want me for my body, zombies want me for my brain shirt. And then invariably I start talking about Art Bell, George Norrie, Coast to Coast, the paranormal. And every once in a while someone said I saw a ghost, Or I saw a UFO. Why isn't this moving on me? This is stuck. Wonderful. I guess that one doesn't go up and down much. Let's see. Uh-oh. There we go. Excuse me, I'm trying to look at the chat and see if anybody's... I keep getting flashing on the screen. I shouldn't be getting flashing on the MacBook. Maybe because I'm running 2 streams at once or something. I don't know. Well, I think Tracy was it. I don't think there's anybody else talking in here except me. Excuse me. Well, there's not much to talk about if I don't get any interaction. Got 9 people watching. This is why I wish I could take phone calls. Not there yet. Next year, after I pay off all my credit cards to get all my stuff out of the pawn shop, I will work actively to get somebody to tell me how to set the mixer up to take calls. Then it'll be a much better show. I've looked at a YouTube video that says how to do it. I don't have the cables yet. And I'd really probably have to have... I'm not sure if you can do it with a MacBook or not. And this thing is rather old and somewhat kludgy. And I really want to go to some of those haunted locations I've started to read about today. There's some in Colusa, and there's one in Fremont, and the Niles Theater. Which is a small town. I'm not certain if it's part of Fremont, California or not, but the theater is haunted by Charlie Chaplin, who filmed movies there in like 1915 or something. And you have the Current Theater in San Francisco where someone died in there. And when a lot of theaters get torn down, the ghost disappears. There's nothing to hold them there anymore. A lot of theaters in San Francisco are gone. I've never looked into it. I need, one day when I go down to Oakland and talk to people in City Hall and see if anybody knows if the former Mandela Parkway that collapsed during Loma Prieta has been haunted since 60 people. The figure I read this today in the ghost book died when that freeway collapsed during the Loma Prieta earthquake. So did anybody haunt that site? Freeway's not there anymore. It's a surface street, Martin Luther King Boulevard or something. I know ghosts haunt the Palace Hotel, the St. Francis Hotel. There's one other hotel that I can never remember the name of. It's been around for a long time. It's haunted. Queen Anne. Certain hospital in San Francisco haunted. The old SB Depot in San Francisco, gone now, was haunted. The former Seal Stadium in San Francisco on 16th Street was haunted. And for all I know, Candlestick Park might have been haunted by the ghost of ball players. And I think the Kaiser Auditorium in Oakland is haunted. I read something about that once. But all these things sift through your brain, and you've got to dig them up to remember where you read what, when, and where, and how. And So it's not easy to have a one-way conversation here. And I noticed that Tracy's the only one in chat. So since no one went to chat, I think I'm going to end this, folks. Unless I see someone come in and say something. I did say why I'm buying stuff, and I will not be buying anything in May, and I will not be buying anything in June, other than paying for the autograph sessions of people at Alien Con and Eric Vondonica and Giorgio Tsoukalos' photograph. And if I have to, I'll get down there at 11:30 or midnight. Excuse me. And sit in the lobby, or sit in a Denny's, or sit in a Taco Bell, or sit in a Jack in the Box, or whatever is open, or sit in Union Station all night until it's time to check in Friday and be dead tired of the world. I looked at the preliminary schedule of Alien Con. There's not a lot going on Friday night, except there is a special meet for gold ticket members, and I don't apply. I'm a silver, so I don't know if you're going to meet people or not. George Norrie will not be there. Saturday's the day where everything happens, and that's the one thing to go down there for. And if I had to do this over again, I would get the ticket. This is an all-weekend ticket. I'd get it just for Saturday. Because Sunday, not much happens. There's Billy. Well, now he comes in. Hello, Billy. What are you doing up? Guys are going to come in very sleepy the next morning at work because they're watching me. I was watching this fat guy on YouTube. That's why I'm late, Mr. Boss. If you say anything, he'll put a curse on you. What is the plan for Fro Alien Con? I don't know the plan for Alien Con there. I'm going to go. The question is, I'm hoping people will help me pay for one-day hotel rooms so I don't have to sleep in the lobby all night. I'll have enough for Friday. I don't have enough for Saturday. I don't have enough for Thursday. After sitting in the train for 13 and a half hours, my back is going to be screaming for a hot shower in bed. So, Kathy said, if we had a car, I'm not driving you to Pasadena. I'm hoping in a few years who have a used motorhome if I don't get too old to drive it. And that way I could tow the 4x4 behind the motorhome and go wherever I want. And if I get tired, I just pull over. Yeah, well, that can happen sometimes, but I've never had that luck of having a maid say, you can use an unoccupied room for 3. They can get in trouble. I get fired for that. More power to you if it happened. She must have liked you. But this hotel, they're not going to be unoccupied rooms. I checked with bookings.com or hotels.com. The place is booked solid. If they have a major convention in these places, there are not any free rooms unless someone drops dead or cancels. Uh-huh. Ulterior motives there for Billy. The old back rub ploy and take her to dinner ploy. When I've stayed at hotels of late, and it's been a very long time, every maid I see can't understand a word of English, so I ain't going to get free rooms. I ain't going to get free food. You ask them for an extra towel or a bar of soap, and they look like you just came from Mars. Yes, I'm sure. sure he ployed her with wine and then used his magic fingers. Yes. I hear those commercials, particularly when I would be looking for a baseball game, and they would get the Spanish station, and one station runs the Oakland A's, and one is the Giants, and these guys are getting really super excited. Going, what the hell do you say? See, sigh, see. Then the other one, like the commercial I can't stand, when a guy gets on there and they say, they're trying to sell a mortgage or a house or a car, and the guy talks about 6 million miles a minute, and he says, California Realty, blah, 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 blah. And why? So, and I also another thing with maids, I don't know whether to call them senorita, senora, miss. You got to be politically correct nowadays. You don't know. Hey, you ain't gonna cut it. That chi-chi, yeah, right. That'll get you into trouble too. You try to touch your chi-chis, you smack you one. Yes, we've gone from the Art Bell, the paranormal Y-by stuff, to chi-chis. Next, I'm the guy from Pittsburgh. Because there's Senora, Now, I do have fun with one. My friend, the bus driver, Mrs. Chupacabra. She's married. Not hitting up her, we're just friends. She likes me. She's a sweetheart. Really nice lady. Me gusta chichis, yes. Billy probably walked up, habla chichis, Got two chichis, yes. As opposed to Coochie Coochie from Charo. Coochie Coochie. Welcome to the Chi-Chi Hour. There we go. Better still, sound like the 40s, the Chi-Chi Club. Dun, 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 dun. Coochie Coochie, Chi-Chi, Chi-Chi. El Pablo. I want a time machine for that. I want to go to New York in the 40s. I want to go to the Stork Club and the Copacabana and what the hell is that other? Sinatra went there a lot. I can't remember the Toots Shores. I want to see some plays. I want to go back to 1936, 38, see Cohan, and I'd rather be right. Or Mike American Cousin, go further back. I want to see great. I want to see Lincoln give the Gettysburg Address. Or FDR declaring war on Japan. A man who's obsessed with chi-chis, ladies and germs. He has his way with Mexican restaurants and named Chi-Chis. First he goes, women named Chi-Chis, the next Mexican restaurant named Chi-Chis. You'll find them standing out there waiting for it to open one day. I'll be looking with a fork and knives, waiting for them to open. So if he ever wins a lotto, he'll open a buffet called Chi-Chis. I'm just having fun, people. The man gets around. Now he dates Iranian beauties, so he'll have couscous and sheep eyeballs and goat's intestines or something disgusting with rice and falafel. I don't know what else. periods of time I wasn't with Kathy, I had maybe 3-4 dates, so a lot of time between going out with women. Billy says no, he did not eat any of those foods. Kashi, or whatever the hell that stuff, the weird cereal. I don't know if that's Arab or not, but oh, and gyros, that's Greek, I think, and then falafel, which always makes me think of the quick dog, which is farfel. And then he still eats nasty, make a very rich chocolate. The man is everywhere. Wait a minute, a foreigner from Kentucky? I thought Kentucky was American there, boy. Now he's saying Kentucky is foreign. Now that may be a little strange up in them hills and them Appalachian with them Hatfields, McCoy types, but I didn't know they had foreigners in Kentucky. I thought they were Kentuckians. Next, he'll be telling us he dated Daisy Duke, Barbara, whatever her name was. I can't remember her name. I saw on eBay today, or yesterday now, no, still today. Wanted poster for Bo and Luke Duke. Amused me. Her English was worse than the Mexican or Iranian. He's typed worse. W-R-S-T, not S-E. His typing is worse than the Mexican or Iranian, folks. Yeah, Billy Bob Ray, Billy Ray Bob, Billy Joe Bob. I'm Billy Joe Bob. I understand you are foreign. Let me instruct you in the ways of America. First, we have the bottle of wine. I got this here excellent wine, aged since yesterday. It's called your Ripple. And then I will instruct you in the ways of the back rub. First you do me, and then I do you. And then we will see what develops. Yeah, right. Blame it on your home button. Sure. Then we got the Jack Daniels and the Sippin' Whiskey and the Maker's Mark. All that fine liquor down there. Saccharat. No, I'm not trying moonshine. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have had the cognac. Now I got a headache above my right eye. Big mistake. See, I don't drink much, folks, no matter what you think. I would try one up with a migraine from hell, which I may have. I kind of like this corner. Although I hope one day to have a chair where the arms move so I got a little room for my legs. Wait a minute. This is a little bit confusing. He visited a parrot home of Popcorn Sutton. I have no idea what that is. Did you ply the parrot with wine and popcorn and then give it a back rub? I mean, I don't know how to read that. He once visited Parrot, home of Popcorn Sutton. Who the hell is Popcorn Sutton? The only parrot I know is Paul Parrot from the Shoes and the Pittsburgh Parrot. And a Pirates Parrot. Not the Pittsburgh Pirates Parrot, but a Pirates Parrot. Yo-ho-ho, and a bottle of rum. And the wild parrots of San Francisco. There's some parrots that escaped. They're living on Telegraph Hill, and they did a video of them, DVD. Ah, mate, you got my parrot right here, ha! And this evil Billy plied it with wine and gave it a back rub. Ah, you scurvy dog. Now he's crossing species, don't you know? First Mexicans, then Iranians, then foreigners, then foreign parents. What can be next? There's nothing sacred with this man, I tell you. Maggie Valley? I don't know. What? Where are these terms coming from? I never heard of these things. I have no idea. Yeah, I'm tired. So am I, but I'm still doing this. Not for long, though. I'm getting tired myself. Well, you probably have to go to work in the morning, unless us silly people who sit here listening to the wind and the fan and the cat sneezing. Oh, God, I've been on here for 2 hours now. Welcome to Free Association Theater, where the host talks about nothing in particular, gets away with doing it for 2 hours while people watch him. Famous moonshiner, okay. There's a question. What would you use to shine the moon? And not your behind, but what would you use to make the moon brighter? Would it be like Brasso or silver cleaner or, you know, I mean, the moon has got dust on it, but I guess it's rock underneath. Some would say it's made out of metal. It's an artificial satellite. I will look him up later. I'm getting a headache. I shouldn't have drank that cognac. That was a mistake. I had something about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm hungry. And it is very dark out there. So, Saturday's my birthday, Route 66. I shall be 66 years old. And there goes little Fuzzy again. My baby. I love my Fuzzy. And I can remember when I was about 5 or 6 or 7, don't remember exactly, I thought being 60 years old was positively ancient. Now he is one. And I never thought Kathy would be 62. My God. There's laundry to do. I got about 3 loads. I got the hamper full and a whole bunch of laundry to do. I'm looking at it in terror. And now this isn't it. This is torn up when I use the rag. This is my second favorite towel because I call it my Africa cord. Oh. Well, I just made the iPad fall down. That was stupid. I just lost my jar, which is also stupid. The jar went. Oh, it disappeared. Well, don't do that. That's because the towel was holding. I was going to show you this towel, but I can't now. And it's got a big palm tree on it. I call it my Africa cord towel. All right, we'll move this back in here. That was a mistake. I miss my Arctic Bear because it held my iPad up. This one wants to slide. What the hell happened to the jar? Boy, it went somewhere. I don't have my flashlight either. No, they're not. It's absolutely peaceful out there. Don't even hear so much the cricket. My jar's disappeared. Let me try something. Oh. That work? Oh. Well, tilted, but there. Now I have to hold it. You have better hearing than I do. I don't. I'd be hearing a fan. I got a big round fan next to me. Now, that's going to be tilted because there's no way to hold this thing up. Unless I put it back here. Oh, that's not going to work. Then it falls off the stool. Adventures in Broadcasting. Let's see. Let me turn off the fan. Now, do you hear a train now? The train, the train. Well, I got news for you, Billy. The train is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 6 blocks away, depending. And at night they run their whistles a lot because they're freight trains. They're not passenger trains. And a lot of trains bring in oil tanker cars in and out of the Shell refinery and the other refineries. So, if you heard a train, I didn't hear anything. And I'm not drunk by any means or anything like that, but for once, it's absolutely peaceful out there. I think because it's been so hot, nobody has any energy, including me. Now, there's a car going by. I can hear that. Welcome to Traffic Theater. Now I got 8 watching. So, in case you're wondering what's up here, there's a bunch of I heard someone talking. Whoops. What was that? There we go. Macintosh user guide. And we have Apple Macintosh HyperCard manual. Now these are worth money, but I keep them because I might need to use them one day for something. See what else is here. After a while, you forget totally what the hell is here. I'm not sure what this is. Some software program, which I may or not. I may have the manual, no software. I didn't read what this is on my flashlight. Student Assist, getting started. Quicken 2002, which I still have lying around somewhere. Claris Works for Macintosh. I kept the manual because I used to use Apple Works and then Claris Works. Macintosh software for work or play. The Apple Student Resource Set. Another, wait a minute, 2 of these? Oh, that was installation manual, new features. This is getting started. This is MacWrite manual. This I used to use a lot on my Mac before it died. Stuff It, Deluxe, and Space Saver. And back in the old days, I vaguely remember to use it. This got definite water damage. Whoops, there goes the magazine. There goes the manuals on the floor. Apple Share. And note Cyber Strike. I mean, not Cyber Strike. Mobile Strike, not Cyber Strike. Back up. You're going to see this fell off the top there. He committed suicide. And then I have here Apple Network Administrative Toolkit and Guiding for Dummies, which I have read all the way through, but it hasn't worked yet. What's this one? The Mona Creation Big Bang Physics from the before the past first millisecond the present universe by James S. something. I can't retrieve. Haven't read that. Been sitting on the shelf for a while. One of these things I'm going to get around to reading one day. Never know what I'm going to have in these shelves because after a while I don't remember what's up here. That I'll probably read and get rid of. Donate to the library. I donated 6 books to the library this week. including a couple extra MacBooks I had. There goes my money. That's the same book. Being someone who lived in Vegas in the old days, this was an interesting book. Next to Hughes, Behind the Power and Downfall of Howard Hughes. Fascinating book. I love to read about Howard Hughes. What's this one? Horse racing book. This is a book, if you're into him, this is John D. MacDonald, the author of Travis and McGee, among others. Book on Shakespeare, or of Shakespeare, with Shakespeare, or Shakespeare stuff. Another cat book, and what's this one? Oh, here we go. Very good financial writer. Bought and paid for the unholy alliance between Barack Obama and Wall Street. Not picking on Obama with this, but Charles Gasparino, he wrote a great book on the collapse in 2008 of the market, the housing market, and everything else. Actually, it's funny about that. I got sick from it. Paul got sick from his, and the bag is still my ice pup. They haven't thrown out yet. But, of course, I was sent Nori the original story and the updated story. And I had Joseph Roman told me that all the salad has been recalled. Well, I said not necessarily. Small markets, farmers markets, mini markets that have lettuce may not have recalled it, may not have heard about it yet. But it made me deathly sick. And not enough to die, but enough to be sick all night from it. And this one amuses me. I got this because it amused me. How hard is it? Football for Dummies. This tells you about what the plays are and what the positions are and defenses and safeties and all that, but it still amused me. You watch football. How hard is it to watch football? Screen is flashing in. And this one I haven't read yet either. Made a movie out of it. On the list of things to read. Charlie Wilson War. What is books moving on me? Move that up to the Parker section. This is Young Spencer, Robert B. Parker. Next to MacDonald, my favorite writer. That's not going to work. That's going to fall. So I'm going to move the creature over here and put it there. Bunch of Jim Cramer books, Freakonomics. What's this? Here's one, How to Locate Anyone Everywhere Without Leaving Home. What do we got here? Bunch of money books. System 7 book, Macintosh Crashes, Mac Computer Handbook, 4th edition, Idiot's Guide to the iBook, Macworld Secrets, 1993, 1995, 2000, Macintosh Crash Course, Debunking Your Mac. I don't throw away my MacBooks because I might need some information one day. And that's why I got all this stuff that some call junk all the time. Well, I think I'm going to end this. I'm getting hungry. My stomach is growling. I have to get up in the morning. My caregiver is coming here at 10 a.m. to pick up me and Talkie. Take Talkie to Kathy. Talkie, tonight, what did he do? Did something very cute. He nuzzled my hand and my fingers and headbutted me. Big baby. And my voice is going. So it's been fun. This is an abbreviated edition. But I need to get some sleep. I didn't get much last night because of the heat. It's a lot cooler tonight than it was last night. It was 85 in there till about 4 o'clock. And then PG&E woke up, a reminder of your bill to pay. And I took in my heat thing and I forgot to give them my income statement because I accidentally gave both copies to the weatherization lady, and I sent them my paperwork of my bank account, and I don't know if they got it yet or not. And they haven't called me or written me an email, so I got to figure out how to get a hold of them and see if you got it. So I'll pay my electric bill, or else you're going to be seeing no guy from Pittsburgh. I'll be sitting in the dark. They want $30 on the first, but I have other things to do with that money. And PG&E has got enough of my money, enough over the years. Compared to me, they are rich in the things that truly count. Big bucks. Let's see. So, this window ain't moving at all. Can't even get to move up. I think Firefox is frozen again, folks. It's another reason to quit. I can't even scroll down on the chat here. It's stuck. Wonder why it does that. Uh-oh, now I'm getting the spinning wheel of death. That means it is definitely having a problem. So, I will not be able to see the chat because it's now giving me the wheel of death. And when the Mac does that, that means it does not like something and it has decided that it does not want to continue. So I have to quit because it's just spinning like crazy. And frequently it won't stop spinning until you restart it. So tilted as we go. I hope you enjoyed this for what it was. And I'll what day is today? Tuesday? Gotta go to Kathy's. Wednesday my hand looked at. Thursday or Friday, but I'm definitely going on Saturday. It's my birthday because I will be so bored you won't believe. If I go to Kathy tomorrow, she'll get my peach pie, and I'm hoping I can get to Safeway or somewhere and put it in my freezer bag with a bunch of blocks of ice bricks to get the ice cream. Peach pie without ice cream, it's not peach pie, and it is my birthday. Get a small thing of vanilla ice cream to put on the peach pie so I can have my birthday pie. And that's my treat for this year. Throughout the lettuce, ate asparagus last night, and the Cornish came in, and potatoes. That was dinner. So, early had a small thing lasagna I bought. And I got the door open for the kitties. So, okay, I think that's it for tonight. Have a great morning and a great day, and stay warm, dry, or safe out there. Dry? Dry? Wait a minute, what the hell was dry? Warm, cool, dry, or safe, and safe out there. This is George Senda, the guy from Pittsburgh, forgetting his own lines and losing his voice rapidly. Excuse me. It's a problem leaving the door open because my allergies, I start losing my voice. So I thank you for watching. I'll be back later in the week if I have a voice. It's going. I don't know how Art Bell did this for 5 hours without losing his voice, but then he smoked, but he probably didn't have any allergies. Sometimes I think maybe it'd be better. I wonder if you smoke, you don't get allergies because you're killing everything off with the smoking. I have no idea. All right, bye-bye for now. That's it. I'm out of here. See you next time.